Probability of simple event. Yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon dito sa ating matsayang talakayan. Kaya, stay tuned! Hello grade 8 learners! Welcome back to our channel. For today's video, we are going to discuss probability of simple event. With the learning competency, finds the probability of simple event. Let us first define probability of event. It can be represented by P of event, which is a number from 0 to 1, which tell how likely the event is to happen. So kung titingnan natin sa ating probability line, 0 is an impossible event and 1 is a certain event. And all of the numbers in between 0 and 1 is called the probability of event. So it will tell how likely the event will happen. So nandyan unlikely, it could be even chance or likely to happen. Again, probability is always between 0 to 1. Let us have a short activity regarding our previous lesson. You are going to choose one of the following to describe the probability of each event or phrase. For letter A, that is for impossible event. For letter B, that is the unlikely event. Letter C is equally likely event. Letter D is likely event. And letter E is certain. So let's start. Number 1. The full moon will occur on the date of the calendar indicates. What's your answer? And the correct answer is, it is a certain event. Next, number 2. Filipinos will win next year's World Basketball Championships. Is it A, B, C, D, or E? And the correct answer is letter B. It is unlikely event. And for number 3, Christmas will come before New Year's. And the correct answer is, of course, it is certain event. Next, number 4. You will be the next Teacher of the Year awardee. And the correct answer is letter B. And for number 5, the next President of the Philippines will be another actor. And the correct answer is letter B. Number 6, a sure thing. And the correct answer is correct, letter E. Next, quite remote. And the correct answer is letter B, between 0 and 0.5. Next, number 8. Not a chance. And the correct answer is letter A. It is impossible event. How about if we have 50-50? Yes, correct. The answer is letter C. It's about 0.5. Well done, grade 8 learners. So let's move on to our lesson for today. For today's lesson, we have simple event or the probability of simple event. And simple event is an event which has a single outcome. So the formula that we can use is P of event is equal to the number of favorable outcome over the number of possible outcome. Let us have our example. A card is drawn from a deck of cards. What is the probability that a card drawn is an ace, a heart, a red card, or not a spade? Now let us answer the first question. What is the probability that the card drawn is an ace? Okay, so tingnan natin lahat ng sample space o yung tinatawag natin na possible outcomes. In a deck of cards, ilan ang card na meron tayo? Okay, correct. So there are 52 cards. So yan ang ilalagay natin sa sample space. Okay, so ano naman ang mga favorable outcomes natin? So for the favorable outcomes, titingnan natin kung nasaan yung mga ace. So meron tayong ace of flower, ace of spade, ace of heart, and ace of diamond. Okay, so there are 4 favorable outcomes. Then, using the formula, probability of event is equal to the number of favorable outcome over the number of possible outcomes. So we will have the probability of getting an ace is equal to 4 over 52, or in reduced form, we have 1 over 13. What is the probability that the card drawn is a heart? Okay, so from the deck of cards, still we have 52 sample space. So ilan ang favorable outcomes natin? So pag sinabi nating heart, okay, so ito yung mga yun. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So there are 13 favorable outcomes. So using the formula P of event is equal to the number of favorable outcome over the number of possible outcome. So we will have the probability of getting a heart is equal to 13 over 52, or in reduced form, that is equivalent to 1/4. What is the probability that the card drawn is a red card? So again, for the sample space, there are 52 cards in a deck. Para naman sa favorable outcomes, kanina meron tayong 13 cards for the heart, at meron pang another red card which is yung diamond. So there are also 13 cards na diamond. So for the red card, we have 26 red cards. Using our formula, probability of event is equal to number of favorable outcome over number of possible outcome. And the probability of getting a red card is equal to 26 over 52, or in reduced form, we have 1/2. What is the probability that the card drawn is not a spade? So again, for the sample space, there are 52 cards in a deck. Okay, pag sinabi nating not a spade, asaan dyan ang mga hindi spade? So, tingnan natin, ang mga spade ay itong part na ito. So, these are all spades. Okay, so saan dyan ang not a spade? Okay, so meron tayong 13 na flower, 13 hearts, and meron tayong 13 diamonds. So, we have now, for the favorable outcomes, we have 39. Okay, so using our formula, probability of event is equal to the number of favorable outcome over to the number of possible outcomes. Okay, so the probability of getting not a spade is equal to 39 over 52, or in reduced form, we have 3/4. Another example. What is the probability that a day of the week drawn at random starts with letter T? Okay, so ano nga ba yung mga days of the week? Meron tayong Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So ito yung mga sample space natin. So therefore, there are 7 sample space. Para sa favorable outcome naman, tingnan natin yung mga day, which starts with letter T. So meron tayong Tuesday and Thursday. So there are 2 favorable outcomes. So using the formula, probability of event equals number of favorable outcome over number of possible outcome. So the probability of a day that starts with letter T is 2 over 7. What is the probability that a day of the week drawn at random has more than 6 letters? Okay, so for the sample space, again, there are 7 days of the week. So para naman sa favorable outcomes, tingnan natin yung mga day na merong more than 6 letters. Okay, so ito yung Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So meaning there are 4 favorable outcomes. So using our formula, probability of event equals number of favorable outcome over number of possible outcome. So we have the probability of the day of a week which has more than 6 letters is equal to 4 over 7. What is the probability that a day of the week drawn at random has the letter E in it? So for the sample space, there are 7 days of the week. So for the favorable outcomes, tingnan natin yung mga days na merong letter E. So ito yung Tuesday and Wednesday. So therefore, there are 2 favorable outcomes. Using the formula, probability of event equals number of favorable outcome over number of possible outcome. So we have 2 over 7. How about the probability that a day of the week drawn at random ends in Y? So for the sample space, there are 7 days of the week. And for the favorable outcomes, what are the days ending in Y? Correct. So meron tayong Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So meron din tayong 7 favorable outcomes. So using our formula, now we will have 7 over 7 or equivalent to 1, meaning this is a certain event. Now let us try a spinner. A spinner can land on any of the numbers 1 through 8 with equal likelihood. So let us now find the probability that the spinner lands on an odd number. So for the sample space, we have all the possible outcomes. So there are 8 possible outcomes. Okay, so favorable outcomes, ano nga ba yung mga odd numbers natin dyan? We have 1, 3, 5, and 7. So for the favorable outcomes, we have 4. So the probability of getting an odd number is equal to 4 over 8 or 1/2. Now, what is the probability that the spinner lands on a number greater than 10? So again, for the sample space, we have 8. For the favorable outcomes, meron ba tayong number on the spinner which is greater than 10? Okay, so wala. So favorable outcomes, we have 0. So therefore, the probability of the spinner lands on a number greater than 10 is 0 over 8 or 0, meaning that this is an impossible event. let us find the probability that the spinner lands on a prime number. For the sample space, we have 8. Okay, for the favorable outcomes, ano nga ba yung mga prime numbers natin on the spinner? So we have 2, 3, 5, and 7. So there are 4 favorable outcomes. Okay, so using our formula, so we will come up with the probability of landing on a prime number is 4 over 8 or 1/2. So this is what we call the equally likely event. How about the probability that the spinner lands on a number divisible by 3 or 4? Okay, so our sample space, we have 8. And for the favorable outcomes, so ano nga ba yung mga number divisible by 3 or 4? So meron tayo, divisible by 3 is 3 and divisible by 3 is 6. And 4 is divisible by 4, 8 is divisible by 4. So meaning, there are 4 favorable outcomes. So using our formula, we will come up with the probability of landing on a number divisible by 3 or 4 is equal to 4 over 8 or 1/2. And now it's your turn. Get your paper and pen and do this activity. And that's for today, guys. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Again, this is Teacher Dali na nagsasabing, practice makes perfect. Thanks for watching!